21. Do we have? Okay. Are you following that? Yeah. It is. Thank you. It is. Little things like that matter. Number 35 is, what's the answer for 35?
I think it's supposed to be negative.
Who got a negative on that one? 1 and 1/16, or you could have left it as a 17 over 16. So we agree?
Yes.
That's a good answer. 36. Oh, really? Uh-oh. 36. Here's one. Is there another 36?
I agree with that one.
Wait, which one? This one?
No,
Red?
the other one.
Red or green?
Green.
I agree with red.
I agree with red. Red.
Hold on, guys. Okay. Correct answer for number 36 is R equals 11. Who agrees with that?
Me.
3 1/4
Yeah.
equals 2 1/3. What did we do first? I like to get out of that mixed number. So let's go, what would that be? 8/4, is that right? No, it can't be right. No, it's 13. So we had, this is 13/4 equals 7/3 plus, I'm going to make it bigger, R. Then what do we do? What's the next step? We want to get R by itself on one side, right? So what do we got to do? Both sides.
Subtract 7/3.
Subtract 7/3 from both sides. So let's make that common denominator would be 12. Okay, so we switch that up, and that's how we end up with 11/12. Right? So this would be times 3. What's 13 times 3? 39/12. This becomes 28/12. Subtract 28/12 from both sides. You end up with 11/12. Okay? Nice. All right. You are understanding algebraic equations, right? Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever gotten online to look at some of the things from the book, but I liked how they explained solving equations by multiplying and dividing. You understand that multiplying is the what of dividing? Is the opposite. Much like subtraction is the opposite of addition. Okay. So when we have adding on one side, we have to. Okay. So subtracting undoes multiplication or addition, when division undoes multiplication, and vice versa, right? So it works both directions. So do it from here or from here?
On the computer.
All right. So
Just push the pause play button down at the bottom.
oh, you already have it up?
Yep.
Therefore, in order to eliminate a quotient or a division step in an equation, you will multiply each side by the divisor. Let me give you two simple examples.
Huh? I heard that. Do you know what that means so far?
No.
Yes. Who says yes? And can you explain it in different terms than what this gentleman was explaining?
Who are you pointing at?
Lily?
Oh, me? Okay. He was saying that, like, you have to multiply each side of the equation, and the two sides of the equation, and they have to be equal. So, like, each side of the problem has to both be equal, or else you won't get the correct quotient.
So when you see, this looks like division, correct? When you see that, you're going to do the opposite, which is multiplication. So that's what he's talking about. You see, we're solving it by multiplying, even though it right now looks like dividing, yes.
So we're just doing the same thing that we did up there, except for multiplication division.
Exactly. So it's kind of the next step. Anyone have any idea what a coefficient is? thinks that they might know. Yes, ma'am.
The same number or the opposite?
When we see an algebraic expression like 2x, whatever number is next to the variable is the coefficient.
Oh.
Okay? So you'll have the variable, and you'll just say 2x because what does that mean, those two numbers?
Multiply.
Okay, so and again, in math, a lot of things are invisible. You've learned it at this point, so we put those numbers right next to each other, you know that that's multiply. So that number next to the variable is called the coefficient.
So then we want to simplify, and last we want to check by replacing our variable with our solution. So let's take a look at our example. We want to solve for 12y is equal to negative 48. So step one is to divide each step of our equation, each side of our equation by the coefficient. So our coefficient here is 12, and step one is just to divide both sides by 12.
What happens to that 12?
So now step two is to simplify. So when we simplify, I want you guys to tell me if our solution is going to be A, y equals 4, B, y equals negative 4, C, y equals 3, or D, y equals negative 3.
Who thinks that it's A? Who thinks it's A? Okay? Who thinks it's B?
Oh, no.
Be mindful of signs. Who thinks it's C? Thank you. That nobody thought it was C. What about B? So it's between A and B. All right. So we're dividing by both sides by what?
12.
By 12. Be mindful of that. We're not dividing it by negative 12. It's just by 12. Who wants to change their answer? Who thinks it's A? Who thinks it's B? Let's check it out.
You got it.
Oh! Let's try that.
That's right.
Because of
Okay,
negative
so you guys should come up with B, y equals negative 4. Because when we simplify, we are left with y on the left side of our equation, and on the right side of our equation, we're left with negative 4. So once we've established that y equals negative 4, we want to go ahead and check. So we're going to take our equation, and we're going to say 12 times negative 4. And let's see, 12 times negative 4 is in fact equal to negative 48. So our check step checks out.
You guys ever do that? Check. It's
It's
really good practice. If you're not sure of your answer,
remember our
plug it
division
back in.
property of equality, and then follow these 3 simple steps. So as long as we divide each side of our equation by the coefficient, simplify and multiply.
Okay. Sorry, Debbie, ran out of time.
we have homework.
Yes.
No.
Oh, wait. We'll leave that up to Miss Cummings. No homework for today.
Yes.
Although, here, I did make these cards. We didn't get to play a game that I wanted to play. Here, listen, just a little homework. How
Are you
about that?
gonna be here next Friday?
I'll give you 2 cards. Your assignment is to bring them back in with a solution.
Okay, that's not that bad.
And let me give you numbers. I'm going to give you, you're going to solve these for 1, 2, and 3. That's your variables. 1, 2, and 3.
Wait, that means.
You'll see. You'll plunk those numbers in. 1, 2, and a 3.
Do we put the
And you'll just write it right on the card. How about that?
So they'll have 6 answers they're coming back to
You'll
us.
have 6 answers when you come back.
Oh.
So I used X. So you're going to solve X as a 1,
And then as
a 2, and then as a 3. Does
Oh, I get
that
it.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I will be back on Monday, so I can check it out. Hold on. You can get cards. Thank you guys. You've been very nice. I appreciate it. You get cards? Who didn't understand that? Okay, so if X was 1, what's your answer? Go back out. Go back out. Go back out. Go back out. 3. Go back out. 3. A 1 and a 2. So use a 2. So you could write X. X is X1. And X is 1.
This is AE, right?
1 equals negative 2 equals. So 1 would equal negative 8. 2 would equal.
I'm pretty sure.
3 would equal. 1 would equal.
Just, yeah, like in between classes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
You just write them down.
What?
You do though.